What's up, guys? MrVerry, aka Adronus here, and for those of you who don't know, I am in Goroma, and Goroma doesn't usually look like this in the mountain. This is only during the Hellfire change. So, this change only occurs once in a while, and there's a pretty big variety of creatures that are here. And some of them can only be found during this world change. So I'm very excited because I've been wanting to do this world change for a while. I just haven't gotten the opportunity to. And now I certainly have that opportunity. So I'm going to show you the way in, because normally you crawl the mountain up. And from the mountain you go down, and they block it off with all the fire overflowing, so you have to take an alternate route. And actually in one of my previous videos, I just recently showed this area, and I'm going to be showing how to get to the world change. You have to run through the Necromancer / Bone Beast spawn underneath Bone Beast Island, and then you go up this hole, and you go all the way to the southeast, and we are about to fight some pretty powerful creatures. And I'm actually really excited because this is one of my favorite world changes. And hopefully we get some good loot while we're at it. And there you see, here's one of the creatures of the world change. The Dragonling, which can only be found here during the fire world change. And I'm using avalanches in order to deal damage to both the Imp and the Dragonling. And there's Hellfire fighters here, demons, those Dragonlings, and a variety of other creatures. So as we move forward, you will be able to see. And there's a Hellfire fighter. And my strategy with these, so I don't have to use Magic Shield, is simply cornering myself. And while their melee does hit pretty hard still, they're very susceptible to ice damage. And I don't know if I'm going to show the entirety of the cave. That's my goal. But I'm at least going to show the variety of creatures here. And there's another Diabolic Imp, who I am going to trap in this corner here. And there's Dragon Lords down here too, I believe. And that Dragonling just took off. Still loads of fire elementals. And of course our buddies, demons. And I've got an interesting strategy in how to handle the demon as easy as possible. Unfortunately, he's going to go out of range, so... And I tried polishing off that that bastard Dragonling, but didn't work out too well, folks. And right here, the demon and the fire elemental have me trapped. So this is a really cool world change, and I actually had a really fun time hunting here when they first released it. And I haven't seen this world change in quite a while. So lately when I haven't been recording, I've been working on my, my 666 demon task. And we finish off the Dragonling. I'm gonna approach the north slow because I don't remember where all the creatures spawn here. And luckily I get the imp to kinda trap himself. But since there's now a Hellfire fighter, I'm going to focus my attention on him. And you can see that Hellfire fighters, while their beam is their strongest attack, they still can deal pretty significant damage with just their melee and their fire. So I'm going to try to finish that imp off, but it looks like he ran a little bit farther than planned. And we get a demonic essence, and this imp goes invisible, and imps can be very fast too. But before I continue on, I need to open up my life rings backpack, as I would like to try to conserve some mana potions here. And we have another Dragonling. He's gonna get running, so I switched spots with him so that he would get into the corner. And Dragonlings you can actually mount, and I would love to get a Dragonling as a mount. I forget what item you need to tame them, though. So I'm trying to focus on getting my avalanches to hit both the demon and the diabolic imp at the same time. And the imp is now in sprint mode, where he's just going to decide that it would be a good idea to run away. And that fire elemental keeps making things rather difficult for me. And I didn't even notice how low my mana was there. Jesus Christ. That could have been an early grave for me. So my plan right there was to try to deal damage to both the demon and the diabolic imp at the same time. And that seemed to work out alright. Unfortunately, since demons follow you and imps stay away, it makes it a little more difficult. And this is definitely not an easy area, folks. I wouldn't suggest going here unless you're ready to handle some pretty rough creatures. And we got another imp. And I accidentally used Yutori Flam, which is Ignite. And when you stand next to creatures that try to run away from you, it makes it so that they stay near you. So right now I have a Hellfire Fighter on me who's gonna be quite problematic. But I finish him off, and now I can focus on the Hellfire Fighter. And the one thing I forgot to bring is icicles, because they would be very helpful here. I'm gonna see how much SDs deal to the Hellfires. Oh wow, SDs actually work somewhat decent against them. So here's the first loot. First really meaningful loot, which is the Guardian Shield. And it looks like I've cleared this area, so I'm gonna start heading to the west area and see what it houses. And it appears there's another Hellfire Fighter. And I do not want to be in front of him, guys, because that could be a very early grave. So I'm going to start SDing the Hellfires now that I realize how high of damage I can deal with SDs to them. I always thought that they would be the type to be, like, pretty immune to SDs, but that doesn't seem to be the case. And there is a Diabolic Imp and a Dragonling pursuing. So I'm going to drop an E-Wave, and that Imp is going to start running, unfortunately. So, due to the fact I don't really want to lure too many other creatures on me. Okay, now there's a bunch of Hellfire Fighters. And this could get bad quick, as you never want to be in front of a Hellfire Fighter, being a mage. I might even pop on a Utamo Vita here soon. But instead I'm gonna just SD this one down. Use Avalanche actually, so I can deal damage to both the Hellfire Fighters at once. And it is certainly a good idea that I get my my energy rings out. That was a little freaky. So I'm gonna pop this energy ring in the same ring as same backpack as my life rings. And I don't know where that imp ran off to. But here's another imp. And I'm gonna pursue him. Although, unfortunately, he seems to be accompanied by a demon. So now I'm gonna handle the demon. While trying not to get any of the backspawn lord on me, as that could be pretty painful. And this world change happens like very rarely. I haven't seen this world change in so long. Normally there's just like fire elementals here and stone golems and fire devils, but once in a while you will see this where there's much, much more powerful creatures. And I never seem to have good luck hunting here, for whatever reason. And he's running, so we'll let him run. They run so fast. Well, they run away so fast. And here's one of my other Dragonling buddies. And it looks like there's some other people who are coming to check out this. And there's the other Dragonling. And since he's going to be running, I'm going to get him cornered. And I'm going to check what's upstairs. And that looks a little chaotic, so I'm going to put my energy ring on it first. As Hellfire fighters are very vicious. I'm trying to see if there's any geography that I could use to my advantage. And it looks like there is, actually. What I can do is go around to the back here. And I'm going to take my energy ring off now. And put my life ring on. And if that one Hellfire starts to go to the north, I will have to switch out to my energy ring. And that other Hellfire fighter is wandering off. And we get a fire sword. Not too shabby. And I definitely have to mana up now because I don't want to get caught in a bad spot without any mana. Because if I need to switch to that energy ring, that could save my life. And there's the diabolic Imps, which we are so very fond of. And he's going to start to run. But luckily we catch him before he gets too far. No loot. And there's another Hellfire fighter, who I'm going to do the same trick I did with the other ones. Stay sideways so that he's pretty ineffective. And we get a Wand of Inferno. But yeah, this is definitely one of the coolest changes. And I want to see if there's any other areas where I can do that. Yes, there is. That's good. It's good to know areas that you can box yourself in, because it can get really, really crazy. And I'm going to start dropping avalanches to deal damage to all the creatures there. And since I've got a lot more SDs than I do pots, and I don't really mind wasting some here, I'm going to be SDing the Hellfires just to get through them as fast as possible. Hellfires are also phenomenal experience, so it really doesn't bother me. And it looks like now we're encountering some Dragon Lords and some Dragon Lord hatchlings. Aw, the little baby. And there's an imp in here, accompanied by a diabolic imp. Hold on. Alright, sorry about that. So, just been taking on the imp. Nothing too special yet. And it appears there is a variety of other people here. So I'm going to see what's upstairs. And I believe they've already cleared the upstairs, but you can see all the Dragon Lords here. And what looks like Hellfire fighter bodies. And there's a Dragon Lord hatchling and some diabolic imps, so I'm going to start using some avalanches. And to keep this imp from running, I corner him. Well, that was a pretty terrible corner, but... And imps heal drastically sometimes, like, it's insane. So I finished that imp off with a strong energy strike. And I'm going to continue to find my way up. And up here, I'm guessing, is the weakest creatures. Yeah, there's just dragons and... Ooh, there's imps, though. How about that? So, gonna take on the imp. And I'll probably stay here until my supplies dwindle. Or at least until I feel that I've shown the majority of the area. And up here, there's just one lonely little dragon hatchling. And I guess you still can go from top to bottom. It just must be a very roundabout way. Which would explain how those guys came from the opposite end as I did. Because I went to the floor with the Dragonlings and the hardest creatures, the demons and stuff, immediately. And we get a dragon hammer out of a dragon. Well, hey. Guess it wasn't a waste of time coming up here after all. So yes, on the first floor there's dragons and probably one or two diabolic imps, dragon hatchlings, and then as you get lower there's dragon lord, dragon hatchlings, I believe hellfire fighters, and diabolic imps. Luckily those concentrated demonic bloods turned both into strong mana potions, so I'm happy with that. And we got a little Dragon Lord hatchling. Looks like two. Along with a Dragon Lord. The mama. And I'm gonna re-explore this this section because when I first got here, obviously it was predominantly already killed. fuck, I'm just wasting great mana potions. Sorry, guys. I just know. I was just, since I almost died down there from a lack of mana, I got nervous and started spamming them, but since it appears I will no longer have to do that, I'm gonna SD the DL to take it out real quick. And that little fucking piece of shit imp is gonna run. And it looks like a Hellfire fighter is coming. And it is. So, at all costs, I need to stay sideways of the Hellfire fighter, or else it could mean an early grave. And I'm using avalanches to try to deal damage to the Imps and the Hellfire at the same time. And the Hellfire's very weak, so I'm going to finish him off. And this Imp is looking rather weak. And there's another Imp running around at red health, along with a couple more. So I'm going to back these guys into the corner. And this is actually a pretty good hunting area. The bottom part is a little crazy, but these spots are definitely doable, the upper floors. I mean, as you can see, I could survive the lower floor, but it is a bit tougher. And there's another Hellfire fighter, I could tell by the attack it just used. And he is pursuing me. So ISD that that Dragon Lord to make quick work of him, you know. And I'm gonna mix up some Frigos and some SDs so that I don't just blow all my SDs off on the Hellfires. Because when they're sideways, they're absolutely cake. And we got another Imp. Who I'm going to get right close to so that when he moves, I move. And once again, you can see the awesome healing powers of the Imp. And now, when he runs, he will be cornered. Oh shit, a Hellfire fighter. And we do not want him, like I said, being able to hit me head on. So I'm going to start using avalanches as they deal heavy damage to both the Imp and the Hellfire fighter. And the Imp may run off, but actually from the angle that I'm at, he's trapping himself, so this is going to work out alright. And the floor down, which is the last floor, looking a little rough. And there's the Hellfire chasing me. And Hellfires do drop really good loot and have like a very high chance of dropping good loot. So I don't mind killing them. You can see I already got a Wand of Inferno and a Fire Sword from the small amount that I've killed already. And there appears to be a bunch of Hellfire fighters in this section. I think there may be a few more on the lower floors, but and he's down. Hey guys, sorry about the abrupt ending. I really didn't mean for that. Unfortunately, I hit pause and I wasn't able to show the rest of the cave. But as you could see, I did end up taking out every single floor by myself, and it was pretty fun. And I also thought it was funny because I saw a team of members from the guild Vindictum there, and there was like 3 level 190s trying to handle it. And I'm only 20 levels higher, and I was able to handle the entire cave by myself. So that made me feel pretty good about myself to know that, you know, being only 20 levels higher, I could by myself handle everything, and yet 3 level 100, and yet they needed a team of 3 just to handle it. So I don't know. That was pretty enjoyable. I thought not only was it comical, but it was flattering because they must be that scared of that area. But anyway, I will end the video here. Or the video's already ended, but I wanted to add in this commentary and apologize for pausing my recording. So you guys you only missed a little bit, but still. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like. Comment on this video if you have any feedback for me, or even if you just want to say something. And subscribe to my channel if you enjoy the content I produce. Thanks, guys. See you in the next video.